Yeah, so this is one of my favourite campouts of the year, actually, where we get to come out without any tents, which is very unusual because all our other campouts normally have tents. And so, but we make our own tents out of the twigs and the leaves and the trees. So yeah, it's great because you start from scratch, and then by the end of the day, we've got these dwellings, these debris huts that we get to sleep in and spend the night in and see how we fare. And then generally, this starts off not very great, but it's amazing. Over the years, you see the scouts, the debris huts, they evolve until they're like properly nice. You could stay there for a week.
These scouts are learning how to take care of themselves. The most common cause of death if someone is stranded in the wilderness is exposure. And so they're learning how to build huts, debris huts. These are huts made with sticks and leaves. And if one builds this correctly, they are toasty, warm, and dry. I had a few years ago, I had built mine and slept in it. It was 17 degrees out in the morning, so it was obviously colder than that in the night. And a boy went in with a thermometer about an hour after I'd come out from spending the night in it and measured the temperature, and it was 76 degrees. So it was obviously probably at least 80 when I was in it.
So the first thing, you've got to find a live tree. Don't find a dead tree because that's not going to be good. But you need to find a cross beam first, and so you need a nice long stick, twig, like small branch that's fallen off. And then it's also really handy to have a stump, and then you lash that cross piece to a nice live tree, and then the other end of the stump, and that basically allows you to have your foot. The stump is to make sure that you have some room for your feet, and then where you've lashed a cross piece on is where like your opening is where you get into the debris huts. And it wants to be probably about waist high. You don't want it too big because then you have to warm up that whole area. So you want it kind of snug. And then you lay pieces of wood, pieces of twigs that you've found against that cross piece so they're nice and flush with the top. And once you have enough of those put in, then you cover it with leaves. And then you've got that leaves do the insulation, and it's amazing how well insulated leaves do. It's basically do what the squirrels do, all right? And that's how they survive these terrible wintry days that we're having. It's all about learning the skills that you might need to acquire if you were out in the wilderness on your own. So things like finding shelter, like protection, how to find food, how to find water, things that are going to keep you safe if you happen to find yourself outside of civilization on your own. I think these are skills that hopefully you will never have to use, but having them in your back pocket is a really useful thing.